All right, so I realized I didn't really introduce myself. So my name is Jamie Harpster. I am the founder and president of Plain Wellness. In other words, you can tell your significant other that it is my fault you are going home with an empty wallet. I take full blame. So I don't want to assume that everybody here knows about Plain Wellness. So I wanted to give you a brief rundown. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Our mission is to improve mental wellness through woodworking. We do this by offering virtual and in-person woodworking courses, which can be free to adults with a mental health diagnosis or physical disability, including veterans with a disability rating. We do have the option for students without a diagnosis to pay for our courses, because even if you don't have a diagnosis, you can still improve your mental wellness. And those students also make it possible for us to pay our teachers and continue offering more and more courses. If you want to know more about our organization, I highly recommend checking out our website, checking out our social media. If you have a question about the back-end operations, my business cards are on the Plain Wellness table. Feel free to reach out anytime. The takeaway is, though, we make woodworking more accessible for individuals with diagnoses and disabilities, thus improving their mental wellness. So the idea of woodworking and mental health isn't new. If you've engaged in the hobby for any amount of time, you feel the benefits, the peace, the joy, the sense of accomplishment. Of course, sometimes you're going to get frustrated and throw things across the room. I have a broken window that can attest to this, but you still feel the benefits of woodworking on your mental wellness. So much so that you guys came to a woodworking event. I want to take this idea of woodworking and mental health a step farther, though. Woodworking has saved lives. And I know that is a huge statement, but many students have told me this, especially veterans. Yes, medication is important. Yes, therapy is important. I'm a firm believer in the idea that everybody, diagnosis or not, everybody should have a therapist, because that neutral sounding board is amazing. But what do you do outside of those appointments? What do you do after work? What do you do on the weekends? Do you just sit around and binge watch Netflix or wallow in your thoughts? No, or you shouldn't. That's where hobbies come in. They give you something to look forward to. They keep your hands busy. They keep your mind active. And again, hobbies bring you peace and joy. Who doesn't need more of that? But let's look at woodworking specifically as a hobby. Why free courses, and how does that even help? Well, woodworking isn't easy to learn, and there are a ton of intricacies to it. Think about it. You gotta learn how to use a saw, learn how to use a chisel, learn how to use a spoke shave, or planes. There's a ton of different planes: plow plane, shoulder plane, bench plane, block plane. There's a ton of different tools, and you gotta learn how to sharpen them all. You also gotta learn how to prep your stock so you can use it. You gotta learn joints so you can put two boards together, and there's a ton of different joints. Dovetails, box joints, miters, and so on, and all of that can just be box making. What about the lathe? Whole different set of tools. Spindles versus bowls. What about marquetry, carving, chair building? The Japanese art where they take tiny pieces and make lamps out of them. There are so many things to learn, but where do you start? YouTube. That's where I started. I learned a lot from watching James Wright, Rex Kruger, and others. I have a personal YouTube channel. It is a great resource, but nothing beats a live course when you're trying to learn. But courses are expensive. Not everybody can afford them. So, free woodworking courses to those who need them most, making learning woodworking more accessible, bringing them more joy in the shop, more peace in the shop, more accomplishment in the shop, which all improves mental wellness. The second part of taking a course is community. Community and connection are important. Most of the time we are alone in our shops, but hobbies are more effective on your mental wellness when you have friends who are also interested in the craft, or when you connect with others who are interested in the craft. Like this event, you are all improving your mental wellness right now, and you may not even realize it. All of this is our mission. We want to bring more of this to the world, and we are. Courses started in January of 2024, and so far we have given out 260 free seats to our mission students. Thank you. And the feedback, because we sent after-course surveys, the feedback has been phenomenal. Students are learning woodworking, connecting with others, and improving their mental wellness. Even the students who pay for our courses are stating their help improve their mental wellness. So we want to bring more of this to the world. And I think I can be bold and say that we are making a better world through woodworking. Because We are improving the mental wellness of an individual. That individual is then taking that wellness into their world and into their community, and it's just amazing. So we offer courses, we host events, it's all going extremely well, but we aren't stopping there. We want to do more. This might get me teary-eyed again. So the next steps are, we want to build a woodworking retreat facility. Students would come out to us, stay on site in mini cabins, woodwork during the day, have campfires at night, enjoy meals together. I'm hoping to have a place with some acreage so we can take hikes. There's a pond, go fishing. When that space isn't being used for courses, we can open it up as a maker space for the community to use. We also want to build our own event center. So we can host things like tool meets, tool swaps, and have guest speakers. And lastly, we want to build a woodworking museum so we can educate the public on woodworking tools and honestly just geek out over seeing tools. So all of those goals are about learning woodworking, relaxing, and connecting with others, which all improve mental wellness. So we did price out the facility to see how much it would cost to build it from the ground up. It's going to be about $2 million. So that is not something that's going to happen tomorrow unless... Is anybody here a millionaire? Or a billionaire? I don't judge. You? No? All right. So the plan is, we're going to find an established building with some acreage and start hosting in-person courses there. After that, we'll build on the mini cabins, build on the event center, build on the museum, and this is going to occur over a number of years, but I am confident that it will happen because this mission has advanced so rapidly that we see there is a need here, and we are filling that need. So the big question is, how can you help? You already are. Even by just attending this event, you are helping. Buying from the vendors here, you are helping so they want to come back next year, which we'll talk about. Participating in the raffles and the silent auctions, you are helping advance the mission of improving mental wellness through woodworking, bringing peace, joy, and accomplishment to students across the nation. So thank you from me and from everyone at Plain Wellness, but most of all from our students. Thank you for helping them. You are making a difference.